All right, so we're back.
Yep, we're back. Like we never left.
Yes.
Hey, that was kind of wild, huh? Got that action. That was kind of wild. It's spinning on that one. Thank you. Okay, maybe that was a little over the top. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get our next video started. Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream.
Hi guys, welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. And please watch our video from the very beginning up until the end. Okay?
Perfect! Oh, wow!
Hi guys, welcome back.
I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Rich.
Together
we make DIY Nautical Dream.
All right, so what we got going on, honey? I forgot where we at.
Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, we're working on that large overhead hatch trim piece for the large hatch there. And we're going to try and sand that thing and hopefully get it looking better than it currently is. It's in kind of rough shape. It had a lot of weather sitting on it for years, you know, all the leaks and all that stuff before we bought the boat. And so yeah, we're going to try and make that look pretty again and see if we can save it. But it's a little rough looking, so we'll see how it turns out. And then also we want to put those two pieces of teak trim together. They're going to close up the seam on the vinyl up there. And so we're going to have to do a little scarf joint on that, similar to what we did on this side over here. And we'll see how that turns out. With any luck, it'll turn out nice and we'll be ready to move on with the next steps. So we'll see how that turns out. But those are our projects for today. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. All right, so stay tuned, guys, as we're going to show you or update this week's video.
Yep, this month's video.
Yep.
We're a little behind the times here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see how it works out. Well, we've finally gotten to that time we've all been looking for. It's time to sand this, clean up some of those water stains in the corners, and see what this thing will look like when it's done. With any luck, we will be able to bring this back to something decent looking, because we want to install this back where it belongs. It belongs right up here. So one of the other things we need to do as well is we need to trim off all the excess vinyl from when we stretched it. I'm going to trim that off as well. But it's really nice because it's cold out right now, right? And this insulation that we put in here, there's no cold draft here at all. So that insulation is definitely a good thing. We're going to use the right kind of insulation next time, but it does make a difference. Big time. we're not going to bore you all with the sanding process. Everybody knows how wood and varnish gets sanded. So we'll go sand it, and then we'll come back and see what the finished product looks like. Hopefully it looks better than it does right now. Alright, here it is. I'm not going to try and hide the fact that this thing has some issues. There's a lot of issues, actually. But it's one of those situations where how much time do we want to invest in it? Right there. Okay. And there. How much time do we want to invest in this? And the return on investment is going to be minimal. And in there. So I'm just really not deciding how far I want to get involved in this. Because most of this surface we're not going to see once it's installed. I'll show you an example. So this one right here has a lot of those same issues, right? And once it's installed, we don't see them.
Oh, wow.
Especially after we put the varnish on there and we dress it up a little bit. This here, this is the surface we're going to be most concerned with because that's what we're going to directly see. So I'm having a hard time hiding the fact that there are some quality issues here. But it's like, I don't know. How far do I want to get into this? We've sanded it up pretty good. Still a few areas here where I need to sand off a little bit more of the varnish. I'm seeing that now. But otherwise, I think we're going to call it good. Wipe it down with some acetone. And we're going to put some varnish on it. This is one of those situations we're going to have to just look the other way on it. And you know I don't like to do that, but I just don't want to put a bunch of time into it. And then, you know, we're going to spend more time. It's going to be longer down the road before it gets installed. And it's not going to change much. We'll get it cleaned up. We'll put some varnish on it. And we're going to move on. It's going to be one of those things. We're just going to have to live with it. Okay, this is our varnish setup right here. We've cleaned it down with acetone. And now we're going to get ready to varnish it. Telling you what, right now, if baby saw this, she is not going to be happy. So let's keep this between us. We don't want her to see this in the galley. Nope. Won't go over well. Alright, let's get started. Do some varnish here. We're running a little bit low on varnish too. That's not a good thing. We're going to have to put on multiple coats. So we'll get one good heavy coat on tonight. And then we'll put the rest on next time. We'll just have to sand in between layers like always. Alright, so this is what we have. It's going to look something like this when it's all said and done. Of course, we're going to put more varnish on here. So we'll get it looking a lot nicer than this. We'll sand before our next coat, and that'll take out a lot of these imperfections. The first coat is always going to be the roughest one for us. And then we'll sand it, get it nice and smooth, and then we'll add a couple more layers till it starts to look really nice. But you can already tell it's going to look nicer than it was before we started. So if you can hear the heater in the background, we're running the diesel heater right now. Trying to make it nice and warm in here so this stuff will have plenty of heat so it will cure. Okay, so we went ahead and trimmed off all the excess around the cutout here. So now when we put the frame up there, it'll fit nice and snug, but it won't have a bunch of extra material holding it from seating real nice. And while we were at it, we went ahead and trimmed down the seam here There was a lot of overlap, if you remember correctly. That we had a lot of overlap all the way down where we had stretched the vinyl and then stapled it into place. So we trimmed off all that bitter edge that was really hard, because eventually we're going to put our teak trim up there and we want it to be able to sit down nice, right? So it's going to look something, you know, something like that, except all the way down. So we want that to turn out really nice. And of course, we still need to trim here. You can see we still have a lot of overlap right there. So we need to trim all that overlap off here too as well. And we still need to solve the problem for back here. But we're making good progress. Slowly but surely. It's nice and slow, steady progress. We're putting our good quality of work into it. And hopefully at the end we'll have a good quality product. And of course we have that nice light that we just recently installed. Looks good. We definitely like that. Yeah, it turned out really nice. So when we put our time and energy into it, we make a good quality item like that. It's one of those things we're going to enjoy looking at year after year. And as you can see, we have them over there as well in the galley area. Have one there. And we have the one under there as well. So yeah, we just keep doing that. We have a lot more to go. Okay, so the plan is we want to join these two pieces together with a scarf joint, and these are the two sections we want to scarf together, but they're not quite exactly square yet, so we need to take just a little bit off each end to make sure these are going to be nice and square with each other. Alright, so we'll go ahead and cut that first, and then we'll set up to do our scarf joint cuts. Then we'll complete our scarf joint. Alright, we just want to take a tiny bit off. So right about there is all we're going to take off. We'll make sure this is pushed up against the back fence right along here so we're nice and square with our blade. Here we go. Okay, that was nice and clean. We're going to do the same thing with this piece here. Okay, these should butt up against each other really nice now. Whereas before they weren't quite square. See, now we don't have any gaps. Nice and square. Man. Alright, so now we got to figure out our angle of the dangle here. How much are we going to scarf? Alright, we're going to do 45-degree angle cut here. That'll give us a nice, a lot of surface area for the scarf joint to mate up and bond to. So we're going to try that, see how it turns out. Alright, let's see here. Making sure. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's the end. Now we need to do one the other way. Now we need to set up our saw to come across this way. And we want this piece that we'll do. Okay, let's see if we're going to make a mistake here. Alright, here we go. Wish us luck. Hopefully we are not making a mistake. Man. You guys see that? That turned out really good. That turned out really good. Here, we'll take a look. Nice. Okay, so that's exactly what we're looking for. You see right here? Yep. So that's what we want. So that's what we want right there. Seamless. Now the grains don't match up, but we can't have everything. This is going to be on the overhead ceiling. A lot of people aren't going to be looking up matching grains. So visually it won't really be detectable unless you're really looking close. Alright? So that's going to turn out nice. Okay, so we have everything all clamped up, and we have our joint epoxied together here. So, got some plastic underneath it so it's not bonding to the saw fence or anything like that. But anyways, I think this will be alright. See how that turns out. We have our epoxy right here. We mixed it a little on the hot side, and I put a little tiny bit of filler in there just to kind of help take up for if there's any gaps or anything like that in there. So anyways, we're gonna let that set, and we'll come back here in a little while and see if it's cured or not, because it's kind of cold outside. So that's my only concern about the cure. Well, we had to bring it in the house last night because it was just too cold outside. It was not curing. So here's what we have. We clamped everything together on a couple pieces of scrap lumber we had to keep everything as square as we could while it was curing. Now what we don't know is if it cured properly or not, if it even has a good bond. So we'll have to take it apart and find out how well this thing bonded together, and we may have to redo it. So we'll see. Baby always loves it when I bring boat projects into the house to finish working on. Yeah, well, this was a last minute deal. I was hoping it would cure outside. It was just too cold out. So we'll get this open and see what we have. See if it's even any good. So we'll start by unclamping everything. Like I said, this was a last minute decision once I realized it was not curing. So we had to wrap it in plastic, clamp that on there. Wow, hey, I think we have something here. I think we're going to be all right. So that turned out pretty good. Once we have this all sanded up and we get the whole thing varnished, this should be undetectable from the floor looking up once it's installed in the boat. So we're gonna call that good. Huh. Well, we got lucky on this one. Right on. Okay, well that's positive. Next time we won't try to cure something outside in like 30-degree temperatures. All right. All right, so that's where we're at.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. We really appreciate it.
right, so we're back.
Yep, we're back. Like we never left.
Yes. So, what's the update, honey?
We sanded that trim and for the hatch, and it just kept getting worse and worse. So we took all the varnish off of it, and it seemed like we took some of the wood away with it. But it's in areas where we're not really going to see it, so we're just going to leave it for now and kind of, pretend we didn't see it type thing. And because I think just to fix that cosmetically is going to take a lot more time and energy than it's really worth, since it's already out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's going to really see it, so we're just going to move on. If it really bothers us, we can always come back and do it later. We'll need to add more varnish to it again down the road, so we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, but for right now, we keep doing what we're doing.
We just got to move on. We don't want to get bogged down on that. We're trying to play catch up as it is. So, and then the large piece of trim that covers up the seam on the overhead vinyl, that scarf joint, we tried to cure it while it was outside. Did not have any luck with that because it was too cold. So I went ahead, took it apart, brought it in the house, tried to keep it in one piece, and made sure it was all nicely clamped tight together and everything, and it cured. So we got lucky on that one.
Turned out nice.
Actually turned out really good. What I should have done if I was going to redo it again, I should have put a little teak sawdust in with the epoxy, the thickened epoxy, and it would have looked even better than it currently does. But hey, better, it turned out better than we expected. So we're going to just move on, and we'll see how it looks once it's all sanded up and everything. But for right now, turned out pretty good.
Good job, honey.
Yeah. So we'll see how that varnish looks after it fully cures on the hatch frame. And with any luck, we'll be able to come back next week and put another coat of varnish on it and keep on going. So we'll see how it turns out. Fingers crossed.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below.
Right down here, right in here.
And please watch our video from the very beginning up until the end.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to all our subscribers that stays with us.
Yeah. Thanks to all you guys that have hung around as long as we've been a little vacant on putting videos out. We are trying to get a little bit more current, but just a lot of things been going on and a lot of distractions happening. So, we work full time and all that too. So we got a lot of things going on, but we're getting there.
All right, so see you next video.
Yep. See you next time. Bye.
All right, that's it, guys. Please don't forget to watch our video from the very beginning up until the end. Bye. Okay. Hi guys, I don't know. Wait, JK. Okay.
Dang, if I only hit record. Man.
I think you did.
Okay. So, yeah, we're working on that large overhead. All right.
I'm Priscilla. What the heck?
Tick two.
You take two.
That.
You can do it.
Yep. I got it. I'm good now. Ready?
Hi guys.
Welcome back.
I'm Rich.
Oh.
Hi guys. Welcome back.
Oh no!
Oh man, did it shut off on us?
No.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
Oh, I need the microphone. So, the new light base foot, the Teak, or the...
Huh?
One of the things that I want to get out of the day, it's another one, sorry.
Did we record it?
Hang on, not yet.